Hey physics students, I'm Mr. Reith, the physics fool, and I'm going to talk to you for just a moment about position. So an object has a position, and that's just its location in space. So if I put the tumble buggy down, there's its position. Now, this tumble buggy toy has batteries in it and it can move. Watch its motion for just a moment. If I asked you to describe that motion, how would you do it? I'll give you a moment to think about it. I bet you thought it moved at a steady speed. And that's a reasonable thing to say about this tumble buggy. So now, if it moves at a steady speed and we want to describe its position, it has multiple positions. It's not at any one place. It changes position over time. So we would want to describe that change. If we let the tumble buggy move and we had somebody timing its motion, they might call out 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and we could use a tool like a bunch of pennies that I happen to have in the classroom to mark its positions. So we might put a penny down each time somebody called out a second, and then we'd have a record of the tumble buggy's motion. Well, that would look something like this. If I just draw a dot to represent where the pennies are, we would expect them, since it moved at a steady speed, to be evenly spaced. And then we could assign times and positions to the dots. We could say that's 0 seconds, 0 centimeters. The tumble buggy moves at about 30 centimeters a second. So then at 1 second, this would be 30 centimeters. 2 seconds. It's actually customary to put the times in one side and the positions at another. So I'll start doing that. So now we have a record of the tumble buggy's motion. Another thing that's common to do is to go ahead and plot those positions and times on a graph with position on the vertical axis and time on the horizontal axis. So I'll do that. And then, since we observed that the tumble buggy moved at a steady speed, we could take a straight edge and draw a best fit line and that line represents the motion of the tumble buggy. We know that it was in between these positions and we know that it moved at a steady speed, so we filled in all the motion of the tumble buggy. Now I want you to stop and think for a moment about what the slope of this line might represent. Remember, the graph is in centimeters for position and seconds for time. Next video, we'll talk about what that slope means. Thanks for watching, and remember, what one fool can learn, another can.